I say back with us, but you've been a part of every segment on this show today, as it should be. You're going to be back in the car for Sebring for IMSA's second race of the season, another endurance event. In January, you guys were actually both pulling double duty. You were both racing at Rolex. You were both on the air. So this one, I hate to say it's easier because I don't think anything you do, guys, is easy, but what are you looking forward to with Sebring? I'm just looking forward to an awesome racetrack, great fans. I mean, it's wild at the Sebring 12 Hours. You go into that infield, there are some people that look like they might live there around. And never left from last year, maybe? Never left from last year. It's a huge event down there, and the track is so much fun to drive. And you know, they got the prototypes, as you see there, GT cars bouncing around. You can use so much of the landscape, the canvas, if you will, in terms of curbing, bumps. Just there's a lot of freedom as a driver in terms of how you place your car. I just love racing there. It's a challenge. It's very physical, and we're second at Daytona, which means we're now leading the points because the guy that won, they're not running the full season. So it's defend the one. That's our mentality going into this weekend. Yeah, I mean, Sebring's a place that I've driven at many a times. I've never raced in the 12 Hours of Sebring, and what always stands out to me is at Daytona, when we get at night, there's a lot of lights that, you know, really doesn't make it like it's night. So at Sebring, there are no lights out there. So how hard is it for you during the race, especially as a GTD car where the prototypes are coming and just kind of always on top of you to know what's going on and not making a mistake of where they are going, because you really can't see anything out there, it looks like. It feels like that. Yeah. And every year I race at Sebring, and everything's going great. Daytime, sun's going down, we're good. And then when it's dark, you think to yourself, this is nuts. Yeah. This is a bad idea. You can't see anything exiting turn one or coming on the backside. Now, they do bring in some temporary lights to try to help, but it really does nothing. Like you said, you feel like it's 50 years ago. And that's what's cool about Sebring. It's an old racetrack. It really has very little in terms of modern improvement, and I love that. It has all that rich character, and it's a tough, tough race. You come out on top at Sebring, it's a big accomplishment. So, Krista, I'm not sure if you know this or not. We had to do a little thing at the end of Daytona, and you know, he was celebrating, and I had to wait for him, as we talked about. But something I learned there is you slept for 8.5 hours during the race and never really woke up until about noon and saw your team battling for the podium. So at Sebring, how much more physically grueling of a racetrack in a 12-hour period is that over Daytona, obviously being a 24-hour race? Because when I watch it and what I've experienced just driving race cars in the racetrack, it is rough. Turn 1 and turn 17 feels like your head is just bouncing around. So physically, how much harder is it of a race? Well, the thing with Sebring is that, you know, different from Daytona, as we see some onboard action here at Daytona, you see how smooth it is. It's all paved. We get to Sebring, those turn 1, turn 17s are concrete. Yeah. And they're concrete from like the 40s. And there's some sealer and things, but the vertical bumps just get rougher and rougher each year. But in terms of sleep, man, you're right. I slept. I had a beauty sleep at Daytona this year. Best sleep of my life. That was because of the rain and the red flags. It worked out great, actually, for me. But give me Sebring any day, because it's almost like a 12-hour sprint race, and I love staying up and going for it. I had to drive home after Daytona. I was going to say, I feel like AJ brings it up because you joined us on the broadcast, and you at that point had zero sleep. Zero sleep. Yeah. I think it had a little more to watching me spray champagne. Yeah, anyway. Where did you finish in that one? Well, we finished 4th. Oh, well, that's all right. Well, hey, whatever. Okay. Anyway, good luck, man. Yeah, I feel it. Good luck. Love. Good luck. I will be calling the race. Yeah, I'm sure you will. So don't let me down. Hey, call it like it is. Okay. All right. This battle will continue on track and in the broadcast booth next weekend at Sebring.